here it is, the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado EV RST. This is a first edition, top of the line electric truck from Chevrolet, and it has a lot of really interesting tech. Let's take a closer look. Looking at the front of the truck, it already looks quite a bit different than the average truck. You don't have a grille, really. You have a massive bow tie right there, and you do have some openings down low, of course, but this is just black plastic, and that takes a bit of getting used to. You do have the RST badge right here, and you do have some really interesting shapes baked in around the headlight assembly, and some vents and more vents down here. It's all really interesting. It is also a pickup truck with a frunk. And with the power liftgate, you get 10.7 cubic feet of storage in front of the cabin of the truck. You have this nice rib plastic to work with here, a couple of shallow cup holders right here, a little bit of a deeper pocket right here. You get rings to strap things down. You do have safety release right there. Windshield washer fluid goes right there. And you also get AC power right there. This is a healthy amount of space, and it's very convenient to get to. And all you got to do is press on it, and it will close again automatically. Looking at the truck in profile, we're on the passenger side because that's where the sun is. You can see that this is still a very, very big machine, and you can also see that it does veer a little bit away from your typical pickup truck shape. You do have a really long cabin right here that goes way, way back, so it is very much generous in terms of space for a cabin. But then you also have that interesting little ridge that comes right there to the bed. Also, you've got these really interesting fender flares coming up here and in the back as well, and then nice little embossed Chevy logo right here, and then the tail lights start right in the side and come down with a big sharp angle. You do have a step for the tailgate right here and a convenient handle as well. Running boards right here, and black on black on black, including the window trim right here. You're looking at 24-inch wheels on this Chevrolet Silverado EV. They are massive. I am standing farther away from the truck than usual. I'm extending my arm out as far as I can. I'm still about 4 feet away from the actual tire. As I get closer, you can see that these are 275/50 R24s. And look back there, that's not a small brake back there, but it looks minuscule around this wheel. That is really something. Also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lug wheels here. Yeah, we're not messing around. Also, you can see back here, the RST runs an air suspension. So that's what the air springs look like back there. And you can see that it is double wishbone as well. And yes, the wheel and tire in back is just as big and massive and crazy as the ones in front. Looking at the back of the truck, this starts getting a little bit closer to your typical pickup shape. You also have trailer controls right here and your trailer hitch right here. Chevrolet says that the Silverado EV can tow up to 10,000 pounds, so a healthy number for this truck for sure. But check this out. This has the multi-function liftgate. So press of a button, tailgate opens per usual, but go to the other side, press this button, this part of the tailgate closes. So you have this multi-step tailgate built in. Once the tailgate's open, you can also lift this bit right here and have that kind of a stoppage as well. And you also have this cover right here. Pull this back and it starts folding back like that. And that shows you all this electrical power you have right here. The Silverado EV has up to 10.2 kilowatts of power spread throughout the truck and a little bit of storage right there. So when you combine all the outlets that are inside the truck, back here and in front of the truck, I think they said 11 outlets in total. That's an impressive number. Oh, and if you want, you can use the key fob to open the tailgate as well. Lovely. As I mentioned, there's tons of space back here. You can tell without even getting in, I have gobs of legroom right here. And you also have heated seats for the 2 outer-bound passengers and 2 USB Type-C ports right there and another AC plug right there. You also get an armrest with cup holders, of course, but you also get these seat bottoms that lift like that, headrests come down like that, seat backs fold like this, and that gives you access to the mid tailgate. So if you want to open that up, you can do that as well. But back to sitting in the truck. I am 5 feet 11 inches tall, and as you can see, I've got plenty of knee room. Also, the seat bottoms are high enough so I have good thigh support. Put that together and I have well under a 90-degree bend in my knees. I mean, that's barely 45 degrees. I also have headroom. Even though we have a glass roof, I still have headroom. So that's really nice. I showed you the center armrest, the heated seats, so it's actually really comfortable back here. All right, to the front. All right, I briefly showed you that this has what's called a mid-gate as well, but I didn't open it for you. I'm gonna fix that. And helping me out is Michael Kurbitz. He's an engineer at Chevrolet, and he's gonna help me open this mid-gate. You can actually open it 3 different ways. First of all, there's one little handy thing. You can get the seat belts out of the way because there's this little latch right here. You can slide it in like that. Keeps the seat belt out of the way for these next steps. There are 3 different ways that the mid-gate can be opened. This button right here releases this side, and you have just the 60% part of the gate open, and that goes all the way to the tailgate, and one moment, all the way to the great outdoors if the tailgate is open. Press the second button right here, which Mike will do, and now you have the entire tailgate open, except you still have this cross beam right here. So if you have the tailgate closed and a tonneau cover, it's still inside, basically. But there is a third option, and it is a little bit more involved. Release these 2 latches up here. That removes the rear glass, and then there's this little button here to catch it. This glass comes down, and there's actually a spot for it. Put these back up. Thank you very much, Michael. The glass is now held in place. I can release these buttons again, and the whole thing comes down. And if you release the tonneau cover, that means you have this whole massive opening to do basically whatever you want. Typical controls on the door. You do have 2-position seat memory right there, usual controls, and then a lot of space down here. You do have usual adjustments in the seat, including some lumbar adjustment right there. And you do actually have several buttons to the left of the steering wheel, including mimicking the key fob here. This is your ride height adjustment. You can lift this truck 2 inches or lower it 2 inches. It has up to 4 inches of adjustment. We also have an electric parking brake that's right there. Real quick, I'll turn the truck on and show you the different ride heights. So I already showed you in the normal position. We'll start by lifting it. Hit the button once. So going from normal to increase with 1 touch of a button, going from increase to maximum with 2 touches of a button. Now that light right there is flashing to show me that the truck is lifting right now. All right, now we're at the maximum height. Let me show you that. And there is the truck at its maximum ride height, and that is noticeable. One thing you can see right away is look how much clearer the air suspension is when we look behind the wheel. So that shows you how much this truck is lifted. All right, now let's drop it to the floor. Increased, normal, entry, exit. And there it is at the entry exit position. 4 inches makes a huge difference. All right, let's look at the rest of the truck. The truck is already on. There's no on-off button. To turn the truck off, you just leave and it'll turn itself off. But if you don't like that, there is a way to turn it off. See this right here? It says off, vehicle off. Just as it says, all you have to do to turn it back on is put your foot on the brake. And just like that, it kicks back on. So this is the first time I've seen a vehicle without an on-off button since I've been in the Polestar 2. Now that the truck's on, you can see that we have an 11-inch information display right there, instrument cluster, and a 17.7-inch center display. This is a massive widescreen screen and has a lot of tech built into it. You can see Alexa, Google Assistant, Google Play Store, Google Maps. This has Google built in as part of the technology. That's really nice. And there's a lot of other things right here. Spotify, Waze, Google News, all kinds of interesting stuff. But you do not have Apple CarPlay. You do not have Android Auto. All of that stuff is done natively with the infotainment system. The only way to connect your phone is via Bluetooth. I'm not sure if I like that or not. We also have dual zone climate control, heated and ventilated seats for both the front passengers. And if you look at the steering wheel itself, we have a nice fat rim right here. We have this flat bottom right here. We have a heated steering wheel right here and a lot of other media controls. And then over here, we have cruise control, but not just cruise control. See this right here and this right here and this right here? We have Super Cruise in the Chevrolet Silverado EV. And Chevrolet says that you can use Super Cruise on up to 750,000 miles of roads by the end of 2025. So they are increasing the usefulness of Super Cruise, and Super Cruise is a real nice hands-free technology. It will change lanes for you. It will do a lot of things for you. We also do have real knobs right here to adjust the temperature if you'd rather not use the screen. We have controls for the climate right there. We also have a wireless smartphone charger right there, 2 more USB ports right there, a couple of cup holders, a tray, and if you don't like that position right there, there's a handle right here. You move it, and that exposes a much deeper tray right here. It goes under here a bit and then well back here, and then just slide it back when you want. Behind that, we do have more storage right here, and it does go awfully deep, and it does have another USB Type-C port right there. Looking up, we do have a digital rear view mirror right here, and we have this lovely glass roof right here, which is tinted and looks really nice. All right, let's talk drive modes, because there's more than just drive modes to talk about, really. At first glance, we have the typical thing: normal, off-road, tall haul, and my mode. But we also have this button right here. This is called wow mode, and it's on when that little symbol is lit up right there. Wow mode is how you get access to all 754 horsepower and 785 pound-feet of torque that this dual electric motor provides. And I will give you a spoiler, it's quick, and it will launch in the lowest entry exit position. By the way, WOW is actually an acronym for Wide Open Watts, WATTS watts. Fun. Also, one pedal driving. You can turn that on like that, and you can set the level here. You have either off, normal, or high, and even in normal mode, it's pretty impressive deceleration, but high mode is really great. So if you just lift off the accelerator, you get a lot of decel. But you also have this paddle right here, and if you'd rather use your hand instead of lifting off the accelerator, if you hold this down, this will also give you maximum one pedal driving. Really interesting. So there you have it, a close look at the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado EV, the RST model with all the gadgets and luxuries and interesting bits that Chevrolet has to offer. It's not a cheap truck, but it's a very, very interesting and, I have to say, cool truck. I'm Robin Warner. Thank you very much for watching.